Sound was good, though.
Yeah, okay, great.
And I see investors already here.
Yep, you should have share screen right now. Okay.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
All right.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, much better.
So soon we're bringing a person's personality to the forefront via voice and meaningful conversations rather than looks. Right now, we know the dating world is heavily dominated by apps like Tinder, Bumble, where your face is everything. But as platforms like Clubhouse, they have shown that taking video and looks out of the equation, it can create new levels of intimacy and interaction amongst people, and it can let people lean into actual topics. So that is what we're trying to do with Swoonie, but in the dating world. Just trying to move on to the next slide. Okay. All right. Mission: making Swoonie the single best place to start a long-term, meaningful relationship. So these are the biggest pain points in current online dating is basically you're being constantly judged on your looks. And as you can see from these screenshots from Tinder, Bumble, what can I really tell about these people besides the fact that they are super attractive? What we want to do is we want to solve these pain points. We want to remove the superficial factor from dating. We want people who do not want to share their private information online and want to feel safe. We want them to come to a platform. We want to give them a platform to come and date. And then we also want to provide a medium for people to have meaningful conversations. And that is what people are going to get at Swoonie. So Swoonie disrupts the game. We're going to let people come and record the sound bites. The first thing you do when you go to somebody's profile is listen to them, see what they have to say, and you can tell a lot by listening to a person's voice. And it is a strong medium of interaction, as we all know. We will let people generate avatars on our platform, so you can get an idea of what a person might look like. So you're not like completely in the dark what a person might look like. And then we will let you have meaningful conversations on our platform via icebreakers, and then all of that will be done by us. So these are just the designs that you are seeing here. We actually have our app out in test flight and Android, and this is how you will just basically take your selfie, upload a photo, generate your avatar. We let you express a reaction to sound bites, basically a lightweight way of telling people that, hey, I love the way you sound. So it creates sort of like a feedback loop amongst the users. So we did some research. We know that there are estimated 700 million singles in the world, and an average online dater uses 3.4 dating services. So there is scope for a person using more than one or two online services to find love. And we know there is strong demand for a platform for people looking for long-term relationships, because a lot of US marriages, the high percentage of US marriages and long-term relationships, they start online. So our target market is basically young folks, 21 to 40-year-olds, Gen Z, millennials, people who are already familiar with these online behaviors, which is dating via audio, avatars, TikTok videos, and all of these things. They already know what all these features are about, so it will be easy for them to basically familiarize themselves to these new experiences. And also people who are tired of the current online dating scene and are looking for long-term relationships. We also did a survey, and we found in our survey that the number one thing that people are looking for in a dating app is wanting to find long-term relationships. And last is hookups. But interestingly, Tinder is a leading platform worldwide, which means that even though people are looking for long-term relationships, their main choice is Tinder, where you actually go for hookups. What we want to do is we want to capture 10% of this global market, 10% of these 700 million singles, and which will come out to be 70 million monthly actives. We're going to start with the US dating market, and we think we are like Hinge, because Hinge also caters to long-term people seeking long-term relationships, and we are going to be targeting 1.2 million monthly active people in US. So comparing ourselves to Hinge, we think that we will be able to, we will be valued at $2 billion by 2025. And our main source of revenue will be a freemium model where you basically can sign up for an app, but to get really premium features like icebreakers, avatar customization, you pay like a $10 fee to be on the platform. So revenue opportunities, unlocking avatar grids, paying $1 to unlock avatar grids, and then paying to rank higher in the area. And then also you can send gifts to our app to people you're interested in. When you're looking for long-term relationships, it's not a hookup. So you're looking to send gifts like, I don't know, chocolates, flowers, and we will let people do that on our platform. So we did some user need validation as well, and I'll be very quick about this. Basically, what people said was that 67% of single women and 60% of single men both feel that that dating apps rely too much on looks and photos. And overall, 40% said that if they were to listen to somebody, at first go on a profile, then they would be more interested in that profile. These are just details of user responses, and I can share this later. You guys can go through it. Where are we right now? We launched our MVP to our 500 newsletter users. We are on Android Play Store. We are in test flight iOS, and we're currently in app review process with Apple, and they're giving us quite a hard time, being super finicky and not letting us get to the App Store. So we're getting there. We're seeing very strong positive feedback in online communities, and the way we're going to build our user base is basically starting like a grassroots movement, like in Castro, getting people to sign up on an app, similar to what Tinder did when they went to college campuses, and that's how they got maximum supply of daters. Early user feedback is super positive. People love this idea. Some people are calling it genius, brilliant, and then love that personalities on the forefront, especially their voice. So this is our first day of launch. We had 100 app downloads first day. Similar breakdown, sorry, not similar, but equal breakdown of men and women on the platform, and we want to get more LGBTQ people on the platform as well. Funding ask, we're currently looking for $1 million to grow our user base. We want to finish building our revenue generating features like avatar customizations, audio rooms, and then a revenue model in the app, and also icebreakers. And we also need money to expand our team. We want to bring our audio first dating vision to life. And this is our team currently. And Ali here is with me, our marketing manager. Any questions?
Well, questions online and offline. Michael, you can see online question, and here is microphone for offline questions. So guys, be active, please. Support our entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Joe,
I have a question for you. Okay, I got a question. So if I understand correctly, the market today is pictures and text. You're saying audio is a different dimension, and probably there could be another play for a combination of pictures and voice.
Yes,
okay?
that is correct. So we're saying that we want people to not make split-second decisions based on photos. We want people to first look at somebody's personality, and we want to bring that personality to the forefront via voice. So that is audio in a profile, going into an audio room. And then we're also going to provide a way for you to gauge what a person might look like, which is avatar. And then you can slowly unveil a person's avatar into an actual photo. So I'm not saying that this is completely blind dating. You just would not have any idea what the person might look like. So it's a combination of personality, audio, and photos. Eventually, just a little bit of effort upfront.
I get that. So my question is, if you prove that this is really, good for some or part of the people who seek to find their loved ones this way, what is the barrier of entry for the big players today, Tinder, Bumble, whoever? What is the big deal for them to add this as a feature?
Right. So I get this asked this question a lot because obviously they have a ton of resources. They can just build this feature. But our unique advantage is that we are first to market in an audio first dating product. Now, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all these people, they're not going to completely change their branding and completely remove photos from their platform and be like, our focus is just audio, right? They're not going to do that to our users. So that is our unique value point, is that this is a completely different experience, even though these other apps might have this feature, but that is not the unique or the forefront of a user's profile. It's still a photo.
Okay, thanks.
Does that answer your question?
Yep, thank you.
Sure.
Have you considered the next dimension would be having video of the individuals?
Yeah, so we're not thinking of posting people, like having people videotape themselves on the platform, but it would
Not
be
necessarily just informal social events where they're in video, like maybe a graduation. I don't know, an important event in their life that was video, so that
so they can share videos on their profiles.
social videos, not necessarily individual videos of themselves, where they can put on a fake phone
Right.
and scam the person that is joining their app.
So we haven't actually thought about getting videos on the platform. We have thought about having avatar videos, basically having live avatar interaction amongst users. So what you will do is basically you will have a video call or a video in your voice, but an avatar video. That's what we're going for. But in terms of like photos, you can unveil a user's avatar by just talking to them. So you're not like completely in the dark.
Do you have a bidding process in your app where you're trying to filter out people that may be in there to scam people?
Currently, we do not, but we do have one of the features in the pipeline, which is performing a quality check on a user, which is that they have to take a selfie for us to verify it, like a live selfie to verify it.
Right. And that's fine to verify who they are, but what about verifying that they don't have nefarious background, like a criminal background?
Well, I don't know if
Just a quick request. Can you please tell the people online what the questions are?
Yeah. Several questions. Thank you again so much. It was Ruben. Just ask her directly later, okay? Because first of all, you didn't repeat. Second, we have a limit. It's a 4-minute speech and 4-minute questions, okay? So we should forward. Thank you again. Thank you.
sure. I think that's it.
Okay,
you,
next one is online. Michael, who is next? Please moderate. Yeah, 2 online, then 1 offline. Thank you.
Jason Merrick with Learn CDO. Hi, Jason.
Hi, you can hear me now?
Yep.
Hi, Harris. So just go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Share your screen with us, your pitch, and you're welcome to begin.
All right, working on that now.
Guess everybody will jump into the pool once the presentations are over.
Exactly. Today it's a pool party, not just a barbecue beach party. As usual, a barbecue beach pool party.
All right, so everybody can see my screen?
Yep.
All right, great. So hello, everybody. I think we're finally open, so great to see everybody out there. My name is Jason Merrick, and I'm the CEO of Learn CDO Care. I'm also a licensed nurse and paramedic, and just as importantly, a fairly new father. So Learn CDO Care came from one of my personal experiences. The whole, our whole mission is based on a personal experience where when my daughter was born, she had special needs, and some of those needs took over 2.5 months to get to. Even with our primary care provider right in our backyard and insurance, a lot of that care seemed to be delayed, and we were literally taking her through things we found online with little effectiveness. So the problem, you're a parent, it's the middle of the night, your child wakes up, you know something's wrong, but you just can't quite put your finger on it. You want to reach out and talk with somebody who knows what they're talking about to get an answer. the options available to you aren't great. You can Google it, possibly call a family, a friend or family member. You can call an RN advice line who has to call you back, write to your provider. We'll get back to you in a few days, or go to an ER or urgent care. So why is this solution being looked at right now, which is our expert advice line, a healthcare advice line? Well, if you look at the pediatric healthcare market, a lot has changed because of COVID, and a lot of it existed before COVID, and it just kind of accelerated the glaring problems. And the pediatric digital healthcare market is wide open. Many parents with young children don't have a primary care provider for that child. Here in California in 2023, nurse practitioners are able to practice with their full license. That's not currently the situation. A lot of parents have trouble, like ourselves, accessing specialty care, including physical therapy, lactation, and other practices. And of course, as we know, since the pandemic, parents are overwhelmed. So the solution, we are coming out with a healthcare advice line that is based with nurse practitioners, not RNs, on the phone. Why nurse practitioners? Is because they can give actionable advice under their full license. They can give advice such as you take Tylenol, take ibuprofen. That does look like this kind of rash, along with your typical go to an ER, make an appointment with your primary care provider or monitor. They can do much more over that kind of seamless appointment. It's available 24/7 and real time whenever that parent needs it. You know, the existing options, you know, the Google results, you go down a rabbit hole. Friend or family member probably doesn't have the expertise. Advice line, usually when you call in an RN advice line, you go into a queue, you get called back, and again, you get the same 3 pieces of information. Providers can get back to you within a day, maybe 3 days. And ER and urgent cares are expensive, especially ERs, and you have to drive to get there. Our platform, it's a HIPAA-compliant mobile video call app that we developed ourselves. There's a lot of features within our app itself to improve the relationship during that call between the user and the caregiver, from our specialized decision tree to which currently is just nurse practitioners, to being able to alert 911 services during the call itself. If you were on Zoom, you'd have to hang up and hope the parent called 911. You can stay on the phone with that parent as emergency services are alerted. Other features, user-friendly features such as that, including call recording, where the user can go to and view the call for up to a week after if they're a little kind of confused about what advice they were given. And then after the call, you can rate the expert. Our qualified network of experts, here's just kind of a diagram for you to see where this kind of new entry point for initial care is, which is the nurse practitioner. We also are we're actually launching Thursday of next week in Arizona, but concurrently we have 7 specialty care providers in California and Illinois. That nurse practitioner, after that initial call, can say, you know what, we do have these other specialty providers, such as a physical therapist that you could see real time on demand right now. I think it's a mobility issue. If you don't have a primary care provider, we have at least 9 pediatricians here in California that are interested in coming on our platform. This is an option for you to look at our primary care providers. So there is a flow chart up and down vertically, and then horizontally to get to those specialty care providers. And that's kind of where we see this initial healthcare line. It's not being utilized to its potential. Our qualification process is 4 steps. It allows us to find high quality providers at scale. What makes us different, again, is our qualified network of experts. We have a retention program to keep them on our platform, and we apply a gig platform model, which is essentially what Teladoc does, but outside of just doctors and having these other specialties, such as nurse practitioners, available 24/7. Tailored app, you can't just, for example, white label Zoom. We have built-in geo restrictions, which meet the state restrictions and requirements for licenses such as nurse practitioner, physical therapist, dietitian, whatever it may be. And then pricing, the way we at launch are built, it's a pay-as-you-go model. Our calls are 5-minute segments. Cost for the nurse practitioner to the user is $9 for 5 minutes. Average call is about 10 minutes, which is $18 and less than the cost of a copay, which is generally $20. traction, demand side and supply side marketplace. Supply side, since fall of last year, we've had over 17,000 experts apply to our platform and growing. And then over 17,000 people express interest in our app, providing emails. Our business model, as I discussed, it's $9 for 5 minutes. This is a general industry revenue split, 80% to the expert, 20% to us. The marketplace overall is millennial parents in the US, parents of younger children, where they spend annually of $2.75 billion, and that's conservative. Our initial launch state is Arizona, and that is because they are a full practice state for nurse practitioners, and 66% of the workforce in health insurance is in high deductible plans, a lot of high cost, out-of-pocket costs for them. Our next two states is California and Illinois. They tend to have the highest millennial populations. Financials, this is first 3 months, we expect to get a gross revenue of 150,000, end of the year 450,000. Some unit economics, our CAC is $20 anticipated, and LTV is 375 over 3 years. Competition, we largely segmented it on 2 areas: on-demand, not on-demand, specialists and generalists, and specialists and generalists. We're kind of alone here in being both on-demand and having multiple categories on our platform after launch. Our go-to-market strategy to get to 1,000 paying users, first in Arizona. About 2 months after our launch next week, we'll be in California. There's a whole regulatory thing we're building to make that happen. Is short-form videos over social media. We're also talking with primary care offices in Arizona, where we provide after-hour services, where typically you would see a triage nurse or a provider, and having initial discussions with employer health groups. Our team, I'm Jason Merrick. I mentioned I'm a nurse and paramedic. I've also had over 20 years of startup experience, beginning with Global Media Ventures in 2000. Mustafa is our CTO. He's worked at such places as Ingram Micro, Qualcomm, and Sony. Sam has grown technology companies. His latest is Booking Live out of the UK. And Dr. Parvanini, she is a pediatric ophthalmology surgeon and has experience building private practices, the last in the Midwest, which sold to private equity. We're raising $250,000 to get to these milestones in the form of a pre-seed, 500 experts on our network, 1,000 users, which will get to us monthly revenue of $50,000. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Questions, offline, online, as usual. Okay, my question, what is your go-to-market strategy? Because it's a really tough market.
Yeah, so our go-to-market strategy, I can elaborate a little bit more on that, is we are working with a growth hacking company out of Southern California, and it's called K&J. They're the ones who introduced TikTok to the US. We actually had to interview with them to get them on board to do our marketing over social media. So they're helping us launch, especially into California. And also using those 17,000 emails that we have of people expressing interest and marketing it out to them, incentivizing. So if you're a user, we will pay you $10 to refer a friend who becomes a paying user with an account on our platform. We're having an initial discussion with primary care offices, namely one right now in Arizona, where we build a model with them to do revenue share and provide after-hour services. This tends to be after 5 p.m. on the weekends and holidays. They do different things to provide those after-hour services. Some just say go to an urgent care. Some have a triage nurse that may be available or has to call you back. And again, a provider typically is on call, and you sometimes leave a voicemail. They may be available to talk with you over the phone. There's not much more engagement than that. So and typically they don't generate revenue off these calls. So having a revenue share with them allows them to generate revenue with a higher level of service. They seem to be pretty excited about it. Our first call with this group is on Monday. And then we are working with brokers, namely one so right now to get connected with employer health groups. We're doing a webinar in July to get connected. They typically work with employer groups, health groups of smaller numbers, around 1,000 to 500 to 1,500 employees.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any questions?
I also have a quick question. So you're launching next week, you said, right?
Yep. It's a market beta launch. We've done a beta launch with in-house. This is the first time it's going to market. So there will likely be some bugs when it's used at mass scale, so that's initially, some people call it a pilot as well, but it is a full launch.
Well, good luck getting to those 1,000 users.
Thank you.
And, maybe I just missed something, but what does really prevent the healthcare providers to really do the same kind of service, besides people actually waiting for a long time?
I caught parts of the question, I'm sorry.
Just repeat. What? Yeah.
I think what I was saying is what actually prevents the other healthcare providers to launch the same kind of platform, besides people actually waiting online to hear the answers to their questions?
That's a very good question. Absolutely, we've been asked that in the past. We've been talked about. You can have either our technology and our expert network. You have to, it's not easy to recruit these caregivers. So having people available 24/7, you have to build a similar expert network, to our technology. It's not just like you could, due to the licensure restrictions, you do have to build it yourself. You can't white label it, so there's a technology restriction. But then I think the bigger question you're asking is, and this is one we've been looking at, is what prevents a nurse practitioner from taking that relationship into their practice? And that's a bigger question. There's punitive things you can do, and then there's incentives things you can do. For us, built into our terms and condition is you can't take this relationship outside of Learn See Do. If you do, we kick you off the platform. In about 6 months, we come out with an enterprise model where we can actually partner with primary care offices with technology. Our API is already built, allowing integration with e-ordering, e-prescribing, and we'll have a full technology solution for these offices to meet their clients. Again, because the way our app works is it prioritizes. This is also built into it. So if you're in Tucson, Arizona, and you're talking to a user and the user comes on, that user is going to first talk to a provider most closest to them. So they will be able to build that geographical relationship with them through our app. We did that purposely. And so that in 6 months, they've got used to using our app. We'll be able to have a whole solution for them through integration. If you use a certain tool called Redox, we'll try to make it as applicable, use the most likely, EHRs, for example, Dr. Chrono. Primary care offices tend to be a little different than hospitals, but have those tools available to them at an affordable price where they'll take that relationship onto our platform through a B2B platform and a subscription relationship, a B2B SaaS essentially.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason.
Hey, Michael, next.
Groove, offline.
Okay, offline, let me share screen.
You can just be here. Yep, try clicker. Yeah, try to close.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Well,
Yep.
I hope so. Yeah.
Perfect. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Question. Have you downloaded Robinhood before?
Just a second. If you could maybe come closer to the computer also, because
Have you downloaded Robinhood?
Yes.
And how did you know what to buy first?
Reddit.
Right. What about you? You downloaded Robinhood? And how did you know what to buy?
I did.
Okay. So we have one person that downloaded Robinhood and required Reddit in order to know what to purchase, and another person who downloaded Robinhood but did not know what to buy and didn't buy anything. So this is endemic of the issue that we're solving here today, right? So how Groove came to be was my co-founder reached out to me during the pandemic. She downloaded Robinhood, and because my background is wealth management at JP Morgan, she asked me, what should I buy? And after advising her, My sisters reached out to me. They're both doctors. And they said, I have $80,000 lying around. What should I buy? After a while, I recognized that there's a problem. Robinhood unlocked this entire new audience of investors, but they didn't figure out how to educate those investors on what to buy. So this is part of the trend that's going on, and traditional online investing is shaking things up. It's taking over. According to this bottom article here, it says after the GameStop frenzy, TikTok and Instagram are the leading forms and sources for investing news now. Can you believe that? Just 6 months ago, it would have been impossible. And what's happening is uninformed investors are getting in on YOLO trades. It's hot 1 minute until it's not. So what Groove is doing is we're bringing together all of these tools and to create a seamless investing platform that allows you to not only trade stocks, but also share knowledge with a community of folks who are experienced in investing. We're combining the social experience of Twitter and Reddit with the educational components of Investopedia, and we're bringing that together with the utility of Robinhood into one seamless, easy platform that allows you to understand investing by engaging with other users. The easiest way to engage with our platform, what we've realized is typically women need a lot longer to vet their investment ideas before they make a trade. So it's very easy to get onto our platform and just engage with folks and learn, and you don't have to place a trade because we can generate revenues off of just engagement. So we don't incentivize you or force you to place trades that you're not comfortable with. And once you get onto the platform and once you have opportunities to become influential after you've learned and you've engaged and developed acumen in investing, you can become a top advisor, which turns our platform into a two-sided platform where you can generate returns by advising other users. What we've seen over the past 10 years is that online retail investing has doubled. This is not a fad. This is what's happening. Folks are leaving banks and they're going into their mobile phones. There's a stat that says over the next 5 to 10 years, 40% of financial advisors are set to retire. That's going to leave a wide open gap for financial knowledge that's going to go online. And newer folks are going to quickly learn how to invest, and they're going to take the opportunity to educate each other. Groove sits in the middle of three interesting ecosystems. We are on one part a social media platform. We're primarily a media platform. We also capture the digital wallet space, and we're also a trading platform. What we've seen is that because there's an entire new audience that has been unlocked to the investing space that has never been before, there's still 60 million Americans that have never had access to investing before. That is the size of a very good-sized European country. We have an exciting team of founders. My co-founder, Will, has an exit in 2005 to Amazon. My co-founder, Giamillion. We have AI developers, and we have 2 Johns Hopkins financial professors that will offer advice to our early users and recruit other financial professors to function as initial advice givers to our users. We're also generating impact by pioneering a 4% pledge. Within the women and underserved communities, we decided to give 4% of our profits into issuing small business loans, offering grants to folks who have good ideas but aren't necessarily profitable, providing scholarships to folks to learn and continue to develop in their acumen and achieve their goals, and healthcare assistance. We are raising $3.5 million seed round. We've captured $500,000 pre-seed, and we're looking to scale that because obviously regulatory compliance, legal, and all those issues are pretty expensive. Getting the best developers are also expensive, and we also want to capture additional markets. We are essentially leveraging machine learning to enhance the engagement experience on the platform. You'll be able to engage with folks specifically tailored to your own investment preference. Instead of just having access to everyone, you might decide that a more conservative group of investors is better to follow than a riskier group of investors. And we develop machine learning tools to facilitate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions online, please?
Yep, go ahead, Jill.
Offline as well.
Yeah,
Jill.
so you want to raise $3.5 million. At what valuation?
So this will be a convertible note and 15 million val cap and 20% discount.
Yeah, but you need to, what is the valuation you're targeting here? I understand it's convertible notes.
A convertible note pushes the valuation down to Series A, and we set the cap at 15 million. 1.5.
Okay.
I got a quick question. Do you have users currently?
So, interesting question. We have a community that we've developed. Just a little bit about my background. After JP Morgan, I previously founded a venture providing access to renewable energy throughout sub-Saharan Africa. So what we have is a community of about 255,000 individuals within a community that are interested in an investing product. And what we've seen, the fact is that Nigeria specifically repatriates $25 billion from the US back to Nigeria every year, which is higher than Mexico, all right? So these individuals will be the first users on our platform to grow the community before we expand.
Okay, so you're targeting a third world country for your first users, correct?
So we are targeting Nigerians that are in the US that repatriate capital back to Nigeria.
Okay, okay, that's very smart. Thank you.
Do you have any P&L charts, projections of revenues, and etc.?
Revenues? No, we're pre-revenue.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Question?
Okay, next, Michael. Stop sharing screen and online, right?
Yes, Igor Koshtyn with Hipstar LLC. Is Igor with us? Just a second. Igor Koshtyn, you with us? Okay. Seems Igor is not here with us. All right then. 7D Robotics next then.
All right.
Also online, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Can you raise your hand if you can hear me? Let me see the audience. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, so my name is Asaf, and Asaf is a name in Hebrew. It actually comes up quite a lot in English if you pay attention. For example, tonight when you go to sleep, you're going to rest your head on a soft pillow. Or when you eat food, food is going to go down your esophagus. Or if you thank your Uber driver, thanks for dropping us off here. Okay, great. Now that you know my name, let's get started. All right. So I'm here to introduce you to 7D Robotics. Okay, here we go. Opa, let's get started here. Oops, one second. All right, cool. So just a quick background about myself. I have been in the food industry for 14 years. I opened 4 restaurants and grossed $7 million in total lifetime sales. I learned a lot about how to be a successful restaurateur. But what I also learned are the pitfalls. And the major challenge of owning a restaurant is people. So payroll costs for restaurant owners are enormous. The turnover rate also in the industry is 66%. Okay, and having employees is more than just their wages. It's indirect costs like sick pay and workers' comp, et cetera, hiring, training, scheduling. People make mistakes. They need supervision. They call in sick. So for those reasons, the industry is largely moving to robotic solutions. But these robotic solutions are mainly catered right now towards fast food chains, leaving an enormous sector of restaurants with diverse menus completely neglected. So what's the solution? The solution is an autonomous robotic kitchen. Autonomous robotic kitchens that work 24/7 and continuously evolve, allowing restaurant owners to save money, make money, and zip through permits. So let me elaborate about that. Save money, obviously, on payroll, on inventory, when we do inventory optimization. They make money by doing recipe optimization and sales optimization, and they zip through permits. I'll elaborate on that in a moment. What we do, we call these kitchens Bobots, back of house robots. They are completely integrated with third-party delivery apps like Uber Eats. They make 300 plus meals per day with a marketplace of thousands of recipes. They also are a plug-and-play solution with a service platform, meaning we are creating an entirely new model where a restaurant no longer needs to keep their entire inventory in-house. They can actually have it restocked as they go, and that's a subscription model that we have. Now, here's a really interesting part. Our kitchens are fully electric. They have no ventilation, no gas usage, and no gray water produced, which means that they can actually get a permit very quickly. Instead of taking a long, grueling 6-month period, they can take 6 days. All right, here's a little video of what we do. So we are now post-demo after months, 3 or 4 months of work. This is just a little sneak peek as to what we can do. Everything, including even packaging the food. We're talking about an A to Z solution for kitchens. Market validation, well, the market is clearly exploding. Miso Robotics is one of our competitors. They, in 3 years, grew to 350 million in valuation. Paired is a hiring company that essentially helps restaurants get temporary employees very quickly on the fly. And the reason is that it's very difficult to keep people. And I know from experience. White Castle has just signed a 50 million pre-order deal with Flippy the robot. So automation is hot right now in the food industry. Very, very hot. The market size is enormous from saving on restaurant labor costs to kitchen real estate. Again, emphasizing here that you do not need to keep your entire inventory on hand. You simply need to restock, and we provide that service for you. Our business model includes licensing the technology, unit sales, where we can get earn from 150 to 250,000 per unit. And the reason I know that is because 2 employees alone in the kitchen cost over $150,000, just 2, and we save way more than 2. Not to mention the rest of the indirect benefits. Monthly subscriptions, like I said earlier, and the data of knowing consumer preferences, sales, and purchase patterns. We have some key competitive advantages. I've opened restaurants. My first restaurant I opened out of 200.
Bless you.
Okay,
Bless
just
you.
a second. Just a second. Let's see who made that sound. Sorry for that. That was unexpected. Go ahead.
Okay, they were blessing me during my pitch. It was good. The competitive advantages. So we have some key competitive advantages. We created a demo, actually a prototype in less than 4 months. And I opened my first restaurant out of 200 square feet in the smack down in the middle of San Francisco and grossed $700,000 out of 200 square feet, which is unheard of. I opened another restaurant including build out and permitting in less than 30 days. And the rest is, again, menu versatility. We're catering to restaurants that are not catered to right now. Let's see, this is our company. This is our team right now. I'm the CEO. We have an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and design engineer, all very, very talented folks here. And our office here is in Potrero in San Francisco. I have funded this personally. I've skin in the game in the value of $100,000 because I strongly believe in this. And we are seeking $500,000 to commercialize the product, to take it to market and secure patents so we can license. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I really like hardware projects. So lots of software, but not too many hardware. So thank you for presenting.
Well, this is both, a combination of both.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, something physical, something real.
Yes.
Questions online.
Yeah, just a quick question. I understand that you use some kind of an existing robot. Maybe you customized some of it, but is that the case?
Yes, that's true. So we created an ecosystem for the robot. So we took a robot, instead of reinventing a robot that exists, we took that and then we created an environment for it to grip tools, to have food disseminated, to work in a very, very small space and produce as much food as possible.
And the menu is, how fixed is the menu?
Great question.
Comes a person say, hey, please be easy on the salt and whatever, and add more spicy, hot.
Yeah. So I'm the pickiest eater you're ever going to meet. Okay. And I think part of the reason I was successful in restaurants is because I'm like that. I'm the guy that says, I want a little bit more tahini on my falafel. I want a little bit more salt. That's the beauty here. We are catering. We're not making a cookie cutter meals. This is not a factory. We're making custom meals per order. And it's gonna be, and the beauty about it is that it doesn't come out exactly the same every time. Meaning it has a human feel to it. In terms of the diversity, I think the second part of your question is diversity of the menu. Well, obviously, first of all, if you want to change a recipe, it doesn't work. It's just a click of a button. You change a recipe. You don't have to retrain the entire staff. But the diversity of the menu is beautiful here. We've created something that, again, doesn't require ventilation, fully electric, and it can make anything, including soups, stews, curries, rice, biryani, crepes, uthapam, Indian Thai. I mean, a huge variety of things using very, very minimal types of equipment.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
I have a quick question again. So a Boston Dynamics dog costs, I think, $20,000, something like that. How much does one of your puppies cost?
We're actually expecting it to cost about $30,000 to $35,000 all out. So the vast majority of the money that I spent so far to make this is actually went on designing the individual parts in this ecosystem, this robotic ecosystem. As you can imagine, a robotic arm cannot just grab a hand blender, right? It needs to have a very particularly designed part. So, but the actual unit, once manufactured, $30,000 to $35,000. And that includes refrigeration and cooking appliances. So yeah. So if you think about restaurants trying to open, like we can actually take this to a restaurant convention center and they will compare it with the prices of build out and equipment. Ours is extremely reasonable. Sorry, somebody.
Go ahead.
Do you have an actual working unit that we could actually visit here in San Francisco?
Absolutely. It depends on how you mean by working unit. Is it fully integrated with everything? No, but it will be within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We are actually right now just doing the aesthetic wrap around. So we have over 3,000 lines of code. We have integration with online. We have it's nearly wrapped up for that purpose. So yes, we definitely have a demo to show.
Second part, when you're talking about a subscription-based inventory. What does that really mean? Is
Yes.
that
So
something-
this is a kind of a revolutionary idea. So as a restaurant, what you have to manage your space. So you're paying per square foot, and restaurants real estate is extremely expensive, okay, because of zoning and permitting issues. When if you can imagine, these units would only have to be restocked every 3 days, okay, and they can serve up to 2 or 3 days worth of meals, which means that if you buy one of these units, you subscribe, you have a monthly subscription with us or an annual subscription. You tell us what you need. We send a company to restock your food.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Well, so next is offline double reports with market overview. Ahmad, with the market overview.
Share screen.
Hello, everyone.
Just a second.
Closer?
Just a second.
Can you see a screen online?
Yeah, we can see the old presentation. Let me figure it out how to.
Sure, I got it. I got it. I got
okay,
it.
thank
Just
you.
stop
Yep.
there.
Thank you.
Can you see screen now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about Bitcoin, talking about the history of Bitcoin, what's coming next. If anyone has invested in the cryptocurrency market, either offline over here or online.
Ahmed, would you be able to come a little closer to the mic again?
Close it like this.
Okay. So I've been in the crypto market since 2016. I started my first investment fund in the crypto market, gathered from family offices from Saudi Arabia. Started trading myself manually. Then I moved to Hong Kong, started there. Was introduced to most of the hedge funds or the crypto funds in the market in Hong Kong. And well, I was shocked at the reality of this market, that it's manipulated by whales and everything is orchestrated and everything have a plan. I went once to an office with the CEO of a coin that was in the top in the market, one of the top 30 coins. The price of the coin was drawn in the whiteboard 2 years in the future, like what's going to happen after 2 years. Now, so understanding that everything is just full of manipulation, they're using the unregulated market because it's just new, and it just shows you this capitalism and destroying the lives of the developers of those coins. Like they manipulate very good and advanced technology in blockchain just because some other coins that have no use case or whatsoever, but just because they have a big supporter. For example, today a coin called Titan, Mark Cuban was supporting this coin so much. Today it's crashed from $80 to 8 cents. So the billionaire, Mark Cuban, the billionaire, caused millions, if not billions of dollars lost. Not only this, before that, you have Elon Musk tweeting about Bitcoin, about green energy and so on. So the market is being manipulated in so many ways. Today I will show you some of this manipulation. And I'm giving you this manipulation just to say two things. First of all, right now we are standing at, you are witnessing humanity seeing a next evolution, cryptocurrency. This is we are witnessing right now. It's just like, imagine your life right now without internet. It's impossible. You can't even imagine. It's out of imagination. Same thing. If you go 20 years ago from now, you could not even imagine what will happen. But some people like Amazon, like Steve Jobs, they saw the trend going there. And so many other innovators in the valley over here saw that. So, and right now we can't imagine life without internet. Same after 20 years from now, you can't imagine life without crypto, without blockchain, without the technology that's going to
go out from it that we still don't know about it. We still can't even imagine it, but it will come out from that. So I myself saw that in 2016, and I stopped doing everything and I said, I want to do this. I want to be part of this because maybe I don't want to regret it after 20 years. I would, if I know that Amazon would be, if I know that shopping would be online 20 years ago, I would definitely start Amazon before Amazon, right? If you know, if you wish you would know that the trend is going there, the adoption, all the world is going one day to use Amazon. So think of it the same way, like everywhere, the world in after 20 years from now will be shifted to that industry. So at least you should have like some footprint somewhere. So anyway, like teach people about it, spread the knowledge about it, have a startup about it, just anything. Be there, because being there now is easier than being there after 20 years from now. It's so much easier. So for all those who are still looking for the next startup, I would say focus on crypto, find something in crypto. It's still everything. There's so many things. I mean, looking at the world, all shifting to the crypto market. And we saw this GameStop, we saw Shiba, we saw all these projects that they come from nothing to huge gains just by people that not hedge funds, not just normal people. So we are really witnessing some shift in adoption of technology. Corona helped us so much, thank you. But we all have to be aware that while Bitcoin is going anyway to the $1 million, it's just a matter of time. The question is, they will play with your psychology. The same news we saw in the crash in 2017, 2018, same news, same, just repeating itself, different characters. Exactly same news. China buying crypto, China doing this, central bank, same, like just repeating, because the new people, they were not there last time. They don't remember. They're just repeating the same manipulation again and again and again and so on. I'll show you one of the manipulations. When you know this manipulation, if you look at the long term, we're just going up. So never sell, you're good. But if you are an investor, if you're looking at the short term, you have to use this volatility in your favor. I'll show you this chart over here. Michael, you hear me if I go far? Like this?
Yeah, you're okay, I think.
Okay, so Bitcoin reached $64,000 first end of April 2029, and this area here, like they pushed the price. This was 61, 62, then finally 64. So everyone like, okay, we've been holding here for a very long time. Finally, we're at 63, 64. The next bull run started, and the next cycle. So we're heading to 170, 120, or 400, or whatever speculations everyone had, and we are going there anyway. It's a matter of time. But market and the whales found out that they could not manipulate the market more. So the Binance themselves wanted to exit. This is actually the crash. The crash started from here. But look what happened. Binance, the CEO of CZ, the CEO of Binance, largest exchange in the world, highest volume in the world. So all the money is there. And 1st of May, he knew that he had no control now, because exchanges control the market right now. They have most of the supply in their exchanges, so they control the price. So they earn a lot of fees from the coin that people are trading. So if the market crashed, Binance loses a lot of money. So what they did, when Bitcoin bottomed to 50,000, they purchased a lot here, and they published news all over China. Rumor that Alibaba bought 20 billion Bitcoin. Rumors. Even the CZ, the CEO of Binance, retweeted this rumor. He like pushed the rumor to go out. Price pumped from 50,000 to 58,000. He deleted the tweet. So in my eyes, he deleted the tweet. And then it's all coordinated. CEO of Elon Musk, Mr. Elon Musk, say, you know what? I don't accept Bitcoin anymore. It's not doing anything. Really? After you bought it in 35, I'll show you it. Then market crashed. So it's already crashed from here, but they pushed it 17 days more. So they could sell their positions because you cannot sell when people are buying and you cannot buy when people are selling. So you have to go opposite the market. And Warren Buffett says, like, you have to be greedy when everyone is fearful. And that is now is the time. So look here. What happens? You know, all the bull market actually started because of Elon Musk. So at $10,000, there's so much accumulation of volume. Elon Musk buying. PayPal is founded by Elon Musk. Then at $10,000, Elon Musk, PayPal announces crypto. They are low crypto in PayPal. It's all planned and coordinated. Announced crypto start the bull market, finally break 19,000 all-time high. Then price push up to here. Tesla announces they purchased 1.5 billion. But why Tesla did not announce here? Why they didn't announce here? Because they want to benefit. So first, because right now, if Tesla announce they bought Bitcoin, a lot of volume will come in the market and they will buy. So why this money goes to some other competitor, like Robinhood or some other company? Why it won't go to them? So first, they prepare the infrastructure for people to buy the Bitcoin. Then Tesla announces about Bitcoin. So everyone, they $272 million profit from Bitcoin. 242 from PayPal. So all the volume comes to PayPal, taking the transaction fees, making money. They pushed the price to 64,000, was a valuable model. Elon Musk played so much of the market, made billions. And why, if something making for you billions, you will never kill it. So you keep it. So once Bitcoin reached critical level over here, right now, we're talking about these days, he says, you want your bull market to continue, please use green energy. Then suddenly, El Salvador, the country in Central America, says, oh, yeah, we will consider Bitcoin legal tender in the country in the currency. So everything, like the trend is, everything's coordinated, and they use this. So when it's negative, they push more negative news, so they could push price lower and buy more. Because this is inevitable. We are going to see Bitcoin more until the whole economy crashed. Bitcoin is still going to rise. They will still sell this green that this is anti-inflation currency. It has to be sold. But if the market crashed, it will be a war. And definitely this will not be a war. But the stream will push more and more to hedge funds and so on. So moving forward, those who attended for my pitches, now I don't pitch anymore, too late. We grew our engine from W1 to W2. We had the capacity to manage over $5 million, now 20 million. Only 100 investors. Now we can manage 3,000 investors. Usually our trade was 4 to 20 days. Now we make 15. Our maximum trade is 2 days. It's automatic trading AI. Our daily profit previously in the previous system on a bull run around 0.75 every day. Current system can reach 1.5 once market trade up. We used to make 30 trades per month, now 1,000 and more. So that's a quick update about my project. But about the market, hold on, but be patient. And you are either very fast in your trading, or if you're an investor, just wait and invest in technology, real infrastructure, Solana, Ethereum, until they launch their new Ethereum, Solana, Ethereum, and so on. And you have to understand that you are in the middle of a war because China is trying to fight back. Because now, apparently, with all this crypto in the hands of Americans, and China also wants to take back control somehow. So we're looking at two huge countries fighting in the crypto space. I mean, they're fighting everywhere, but now the crypto, since it's unregulated, we are between this war, so it's dangerous, it's volatile. But if you don't look at the small battle, you look at the big war, it's for the long run, we're still very cheap, very, very cheap. We're talking about 50 million people only ever had both Bitcoin or traded Bitcoin. What is going to happen when this is the internet? When Facebook already launching the Dime coin, which is called Libra. So they will have this coin everywhere in the world, everyone who has the mobile phone. So we're moving to this adoption. The world, all the money world will be connected. The exchanges from Tokyo to Nasdaq will be just one. exchange because everything's documented. So the future is there. Try to be there in any way, just to be there. Because if you are not now, I mean, I've been following this market for a very long time, and I cannot pick up with learning so much new things every day. Really, I feel now I'm 50 years old. I can't learn anymore. This is my space here. I feel comfortable over here. It's so much innovative every day. So thank you and have a good day. Good barbecue.
Thank you so much. Questions, maybe, Mike? No questions. Right. Well, okay. Moving forward, I think we have one more online, right, Michael?
Yep. Andrew, you with us?
The last one.
Hey, Michael, can you start my video again, please?
Okay, I can
stop
see
sharing.
you with a different account. Just a second.
Wait, which Andrew? Michael, me, Andrew? Or is there another Andrew?
No, wait, there's not another Andrew. I got confused. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, that's.
I was last, I think.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for that. That was an accident. Anyways, yep, Andrew, go ahead. Your turn, Andrew. Xiao.
Was this the last one already?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, already. Yeah, let me share my screen here. I'll throw in my camera here for Q&A. It's just not set up for my screen share. Okay. Here we go. Michael, says I can't share. There we go. Can you guys see?
Just
see and hear.
Yeah, just a quick second. Yohei Iwasaki, I'm sorry. We never received your pitch deck.
Sergey has it. Sergey has it in his email.
Okay.
As well as Mike. I sent it to both of them this morning.
No, not you, Andrew. Yohei.
Actually, I sent it to you. Let me send it to you again.
Okay. If you we know you're one of our good pitchers, good startups, so you can pitch. Andrew, it seems there's going to be someone before you. Yohei, sorry, we just didn't realize you confirmed.
Oh, so I should take this off then? Should I stop it?
Yeah, just for a second. There's one more
guy
who's
no
with us, but yeah, we.
No worries.
Project, you will see.
Yeah, good.
Should I present?
Yeah, go ahead, Yohei. It's.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Your internet, though, Yohei, is pretty weak. It's a little hard to hear. You're breaking up.
Share screen and try again, maybe.
Change it.
Well, Michael, you here?
Yep, we're still here. Let's just see if Yohei can get his pitch running.
Okay, maybe we can switch to Andrew, and so no problem. Next time we can pitch because we have it monthly again. It's event every Saturday. So
Yohei, can you hear us right now, Yohei? Yohei?
Okay, let's do the last one.
All right.
Andrew.
Yep, Andrew, go ahead.
A little bit. Okay, Andrew, you're ready to start?
Hey, sorry, set up. Step out the same.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear
Yep.
me?
Yep.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, now good.
Are we live?
Yep.
All righty. So my name's Andrew Xiao, and I'm the founder of Mental Mastery. Right now, all across the world, people are suffering unnecessarily. Our education system has failed to teach our members of society the basic life skills and knowledge that are at the heart of what creates a life of freedom, fulfillment, and inner peace. Skills like networking, visualization, communication, stress management, asset creation, compassion, forgiveness, reverse engineering, nutrition, meditation, and conflict management, to name just a few. Does anyone listening feel that your formal education never taught you life's most important skills? I do. We are taught how to memorize facts, but not how to use our creativity, intuition, and imagination. We recite the history of relationships between nations in textbooks before we learn the skills necessary to form successful relationships between others and our own self. We learn how to join the workforce and impress our future employer, but not how to create a system of value of our own. We learned to work independently, and collaborating with others was considered cheating. We were rewarded for following rules and got points for reciting the accepted answer instead of using our imaginations to think for ourselves. We were taught the capitals of the states and how to find the area of the square, but not how to control and explore the area of our own mind and thoughts. I could go on and on. The absence of these skills are what is limiting our evolution as a species and contributing to the perpetuation of hate, violence, greed, distrust, sickness, poverty, and suicides all across the planet. The world is rapidly changing. With the upcoming AI revolution, most jobs will disappear and new jobs will emerge, but then the new jobs will rapidly change and vanish as well. In the past, humans had to struggle against exploitation, but in the 21st century, the really big struggle will be against irrelevance. The effects this will have on the human identity and psyche will be crippling. It's much worse to be irrelevant than to be exploited. Those who fail in the struggle against irrelevance will constitute a new useless class. People who are useless, not from the viewpoint of their friends and family, of course, but useless from the viewpoint of the economic and political system. This useless class will be separated by an ever-growing gap from the ever more powerful elite. The AI revolution will create unprecedented inequality, not just between classes, but between countries. How does a 40-year-old truck driver reinvent himself as a software engineer or a yoga teacher? Now is more important than ever to teach people the skills and tools they need to manage their mind and emotional states. This is why I created Mental Mastery. The application is an exhaustive suite of curated training and educational modules that are targeted to address the most important friction points that every human is destined to encounter. Mental Mastery is a comprehensive mental health and self-development VR training application designed for the public. Our application has two main purposes. The first is to educate. We create impactful, memorable, and immersive educational modules that give the user the tools they need to navigate reality enjoyably. Here's a list of module topics that have been blueprinted and are in our production pipeline. We are providing knowledge and tools around the most crucial dimensions of life. The second purpose of the application is to allow the best of the best within the self-development and mental health space to reach even more people. We provide world-class educators with the platform and tools they need to share their knowledge with the virtual reality metaverse. Think Masterclass meets Clubhouse meets Patreon. Think Masterclass meets Clubhouse meets Patreon in VR. World-renowned subject matter experts are selected from the field of mental health and self-development. Partners are then 3D modeled and a realistic avatar of them is added to their studio. From there, creators can record multiple 1 to 10 minute videos in their own custom classroom environment to post in their channel, like YouTube. Creators can also go live, host meetings, put on workshops, and drive their following onto the platform through pre-existing channels. Just how individuals currently go live on Facebook and Instagram and bring their followers into live events and apps like Clubhouse, in the near future, individuals will drive their audience into virtual worlds as well. We plan to capitalize on this. Due to the relevance, widespread applicability, and use cases of our content, our customer demographic starts at the minimum legal age of being able to sign up for a headset and spans all the way to the end of the adult spectrum. Essentially, anyone who has a brain developed enough to have a self-concept and identity is old enough to benefit from our application. As an individual who has mentored countless startups, I typically roll my eyes when a founder says that there isn't any competition in the space, but this is a rare case. We've spent over 15 hours a day for 2 days in a row, scouring every single VR software distribution platform and didn't find a single immersive, multidimensional self-development and mental health educational platform. There's a blue sky and we can have true first mover advantage. If we move quick, there's nothing stopping us from being the #1 application in VR within our vertical. The closest thing that could be considered competition are some applications that teach meditation, and you can do a guided meditation in a 360 video. This is the low-hanging fruit, and there are about 15 different applications like this. The problem with this is that meditation is best practiced outside of VR. People make the mistake of thinking that technology is always the best way to solve a problem. Meditation is best practiced outside of VR, and the reason a lot of these applications will die is because as soon as someone learns the meditation technique, the value of the application goes almost to zero. This is why it's best to build a multi-dimensional application that covers all dimensions of self-development and mental health. This model allows us to continuously provide our users new value added content for many years to come, which increases our LTV. The digital mental health space was growing rapidly even before the COVID-19 pandemic, but stress and anxiety brought on by the health crisis has accelerated demand for virtual behavioral services even more. The current personal development market size is $38.38 billion, and the behavioral health market size is $242 billion. When trying to predict the future, I was taught to always look for the things that stop a trend from unfolding. If something provides value in a more effective way than what currently exists, and that way of providing value is scalable and easy for people to access, then the question becomes, what stops this future from unfolding? With the release of wireless standalone headsets like the Oculus Quest, millions of users per month are currently being added to these VR platforms as access to this hardware rapidly accelerates. There is no sign that this will stop. In the not so distant future, I believe there will be a headset in almost every household. VR is more effective for learning and transformation than traditional flat interfaces like a cell phone or computer. Through VR, the user can access an environment where they are totally immersed in the information through contextual environment engineering and three-dimensional expressions of data. With our program, the information is no longer something that you saw in a video, read in a book, or read in a book. The information comes alive around you and is reinforced through the experience. Hold on a second here. Users are able to take off the headset and see the patterns they learned from the modules in their everyday life. Headspace and Calm provide audio files that address meditation and some basic self-development skills, but they aren't interactive or immersive. We have everything that Headspace and Calm has and more, and there's nothing stopping from users from transitioning from interacting with this type of sought-after content from 2D environments to 3D environments. The transition is inevitable, and we are going to be the people's first choice for mental health and self-development education in the VR space. We are strategically designing the application to be compatible with all VR devices and platforms to maximize revenue cross-platform for a cross-platform launch. 3 months ago, the entire content distribution game changed with the launch of the Oculus App Lab. Now you no longer need to be a multi-million-dollar platinum development team in order to get your content to the user. With App Lab, you are able to drive users to your application without having to be on the main Oculus store. This opens up the door for teams with good marketing to totally crush the competition and gain users rapidly. Before, making it in the gaming industry was gated. If you wanted to create a game for Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, or one of those other main devices, you had to be a massive company and you made money by getting blessed and having access to the platform. Now you can reach your target customer with a minimum code review from the store and publish an app on App Lab or SideQuest. Mental Mastery makes money through its $5.99 subscription billed monthly to its users. We also take 10% of revenue from creator channels. Say Tony Robbins brings 1 million people onto his platform, where he then charges them $5 a month for membership and access to his custom content. We would make $500,000 as a platform fee for that month. We will also charge each creator for customizations to their own custom classroom. Special events will be held that provide custom collaborative content from creators as well. I sold my first company my senior year of college after winning awards from Shark Tank's Damon John, Shark Tank's Kevin Harrington, and the founder of Priceline.com, Jeff Hoffman. Since then, I helped grow a VR startup to $600,000 a year in revenue and traveled the world studying the mind, living almost a year of cumulative time in spiritual centers in Japan, Costa Rica, Bali, the Bahamas, China, and Thailand. Jens has been in tech for 25 years and led CGI for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Day After Tomorrow, and Transformers, all movies. Since then, he's built 11 successful VR products. Some clients include National Geographic, Google Pixel, AccuWeather, and Al Jazeera. Alex Young, who's actually, I think, in attendance in your audience today, has his bachelor's degree of science in video game design and development, has been working in VR since 2016. Murali has been a monastic for 15 years and is now utilizing his professional training in hypnotherapy to help others through the use of technology. We have the team to execute the roadmap and make this company a success. All we need now is funding to scale the team and go to market. These revenue projections are based on the data I saw firsthand from when I worked at a VR development startup that specialized in building other VR startup software. In addition to taking into account the rapid growth and adoption of VR headsets, even the Oculus Quest 2 standalone headset that launched 9 months ago is still back ordered and takes over 3 weeks to get one, 9 months later after launch. There is a lack of novel VR content on the market, and VR users download 10 times as many applications in a session compared to mobile. The reason for this is due to the fact that you can try an application for free for up to 2 hours beforehand, before you actually are disqualified from a full refund. This company just came out of the womb and is a little over a month old. Since then, even with zero capital, we have managed to build out our MVP, which will allow us to have a soft launch on the Oculus Quest store, where we can then gain traction data. Over the last 2 weeks, through our free marketing tactics, we have gotten 1,267 people that have signed up to be notified through email when the product launches in the App Lab. As of today, we are kicking off our fundraising tour, and based on interest in soft commits, it looks as if we'll be able to close our target within the next 30 days. We are still in the process of determining the type of note we would like to use for the capital raise, and the option we arrive on will largely depend on our talks with the individual investors and the council of our advisors. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Andrew.
And we got a tiny little demo here for you guys as well. So we're actually live in there's Mental Mastery down there. This is our lab.
We can't see a demo. Andrew.
Oops. Thank you, sir. Helps to be able to see the screen. So we're actually already live in the Oculus App Lab. We just haven't pushed the content. So any of you with a headset, I could actually add, and you could actually go around in here. So this is our lobby. We have a automatically generating self-development quotes, about 2,000 of them that rotate through. Each door actually is interactive and will take you to a different experience. So every single module you have is actually a different door, and we make use of interactive three-dimensional space to move into different modules. So imagine this kind of as a headspace or a Calm, except for totally immersive and paired with visual information.
Self-awareness. In this module, we will be covering what self-awareness is and how giving space from our thoughts can set us free. Let's get started. This is what it's like to be inside the average person's mind. It's an almost never-ending stream of constant thoughts. These thoughts are based on what's currently happening in her life.
So then we show people how to gain space from their thoughts by getting space.
Observing, we can start to pick and choose the thoughts we have, control our mind while it's taking a step back and observing our mind.
And this is our Creator Lab. So this is Tony Robbins speaking about a concept.
They came up with this model. It's like the holy grail of belief, or the holy grail of momentum. It's like the difference between what makes the rich get richer and the poor get. You guys started, you proved something no one had done in history. You ran the 4-minute mile. 4-minute market's proven that. Much action they take. And of course that affects the result. And then ironically, that result reinforces their belief. And then their belief affects it. So I'll give you an example. Let's say a person.
So individuals will be able to actually subscribe, just like Patreon, to an influencer's or content provider's specific room. And that's really great for the content providers, because a person like Tony Robbins, they need to go and hire a huge team of videographers and sound editors. They need to go to a specific location. But with this application, they'll just be able to put on the headset, and then their avatar, wherever they move around, they'll be able to record content within that that creator section and post it to their timeline or their channel as well.
Has unlimited potential to find solve.
Then we just have some other training.
The low relatedness. For example, I really enjoy spending time cooking with my mom and her cat.
It's where users learn about non-reactionary mindsets.
Every reaction we receive from people in our lives is just a data point on a spectrum ranging from high relatedness or agreeableness to low relatedness or agreeableness. You can see that those reacting positively are green, people who are yellow are neutral, and those who are red are not relating or disagreeable. Instead of internalizing and overanalyzing these reactions, the next step, and there will always be green. The true power and freedom comes when you realize that there is nothing significant about the person in front of you, other than it's the person that happened to be there at the time. There's no reason why you need to attach yourself to another person's reaction. If you are always reacting to other people, you are living in their world, not yours.
And so here we're flying over to Meditation Mountain, where there's some exercises and some contextual information display for learning. So the entire point is that we're finding those magic moments where information intersects with an actual visual, so that when the user takes off the headset, they can see these patterns in their everyday life and therefore have some massive changes. And that's it.
So it's like Skillshare. Sorry, it's like. I have a quick question. So it's like. Yeah, it's like Skillshare with like basically Skillshare for VR, right? Something like that.
So it's actually what was not in the presentation, just because it kind of takes a while to explain, but it's a dual-facing application, which means, so imagine you go to a Patreon page, but that Patreon page is an entire world, right? So this dual-facing application is actually going to allow revenue to go backwards and forwards for both sides of the application. So imagine you're in a virtual space and you have one mountain, and on that mountain, you have an entire suite of curated modules within the self-development space, 30, 40 modules on a mountain. Then you can actually move through space and time in VR to another side of the mountain, which is the creator studio, where all these famous self-development creators and influencers are posting their own content. So it's a social world, right? So you can actually move back and forth between those worlds. So it's a dual-facing application where we actually have a pre-curated set of modules, but then at the other side of the application in physical space, you can go and actually interact with the creator studio as well. So what this does is, imagine you have a Tony Robbins or Joe Dispenza or Brendan Bouchard or all these individuals, they go onto the platform and they bring, they post and say, hey, they bring a couple thousand users or 500,000 users over the platform. So that allows us to get downloads of the application, right? And so individuals on there will discover the educational modules, but individuals who don't come in through some sort of influencers platform, who are just buying the application, which is like the main sales channel, right, through the store, they'll be able to buy the application for the modules, but then discover the creator studio as well. So the dual-facing application will actually support revenue and capital flow from both sides.
Well, if you're able to build Skillshare for VR, that would be absolutely awesome. Like, there you go. That's a business model right there.
In the future, we'll. Sorry.
And thank you, everyone. We're out of time a little bit, but yeah. So, well, as I said before, I will share contacts of all investors with you guys and vice versa. And thank you for all presenters. It was nice, interesting, and yeah, I hope we can find some right connections through our community. Thank you again for participating. Yeah, and now, as I said, it's a full barbecue pitch party. Pitch, we're done with speech, so it's barbecue and pool is waiting for us. Okay, thank you guys, everyone who was online. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody who was online.
15th of July. Yeah, thank you, Michael, for moderating. Right. Have a good day.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. And you have a great day.